Let's be honest, there's no guidebook when it comes to relationships, so we end up having to stumble through life trying to figure things out for ourselves. What if there was a podcast that found the answers for you, that provided insight to build a successful relationship and ultimately find the companionship you've always hoped for? Welcome to the Girls Ask Guys show, where we answer the questions most people are afraid to ask when it comes to lessons in life and love. It's time to master this thing called life together with your hosts, John and Ashley.
And welcome to the Girls Ask Guys show, where we are your guide to dating, relationships, friendships, love life, businesses, relationships, everything in between. It is 10 Minute Tuesday, and I think we've finally cracked the code on 10 Minute Tuesday, where we are going to start with a question, and we will give you a short, basic answer so that you can hear the rest of the show on Thursday.
Yes, because according to the feedback that we got from our Dating Gurus 2-part episode, it blew our minds as to how much people are hungry to figure out dating, relationships, and love. You totally realigned and focused us.
Right.
You're going to hear about it in Thursday's episode, where I go out into a club and I test a guru's guarantee.
It is quite possibly one of the best stories that I've ever heard in my entire life. And I mean that because it's great. You guys asked, and I think one of the basic questions, the basic premise was, well, what's the difference between what you guys teach and what they teach? And so John said, I'm going to go test it out. And it's inspired.
I did a deep dive because we had a bunch of people there sending, I've studied underneath this group, I've studied underneath this person, or I went to this course, and they're asking, what's the difference? And really the difference is that we cover everything.
That's it.
Let me ask this question. What do you do when you go out and you're starting to get to know somebody and you find out that they were sexually abused?
Right.
How do you handle that situation?
Very delicately.
Yeah, we cover that. What are you going to do? Are you going to break it off with them? I mean, that would be kind of a dick move. But
right.
Can you handle it? Are there questions and conversations you need to have in order to make sure you solidify that relationship and make sure it lasts? That's something gurus don't teach. I guarantee it.
No. And it's very true. They don't teach you how to deal with people individually. We talk about it on the next episode, but I think one of the biggest issues that I have personally is that it's top dollar for fast food.
Yes. After you eat so much fast food, have you ever realized that taste that you eventually get? It leaves that bad aftertaste. And not only that, you also got the meat sweats and everything else, and that's just fucking disgusting. But a lot of what they also serve up is a bunch of Band-Aids.
Yeah.
You don't know how to text to them. You don't know what to say to them. Here's a script. Okay, what do you do after the script is gone? You're left with nothing.
Right.
What do you do after the routines have all been used up? You have nothing left. So now what happens?
What if you get into a situation where you didn't learn how to deal with this situation? What if you were only taught the club method and now you see someone you like in a Starbucks? Are you going to go up to them and yell in their ear and say, hey, do you come here often? Or are you going to casually walk up to them? Or are you going to say, you know what? Now is not the time. Are you being taught how to make decisions based on circumstance? Or are you just being taught one method?
A lot of them, they go straight down the middle. They only talk about the perfect situation. They'll throw one little hiccup in there. Just a little one. I'm here with my friends. Okay, here's how you sort of navigate that. And now you're in the group and now you're talking to everybody. Woohoo! Easy. But what happens if you're talking to somebody and they have this really big extroverted personality coming at you, but they're just making sure that you're the type of person that you're presenting to them? Or how do you deal with the shy person? The one on the complete opposite end who kind of turtles up inside their little shell, and now you're like, well, they're not fucking interested in me.
Right.
They were, but you just didn't see it. See, they only talk about the average person.
Exactly. And you're not average, you're above average. Average is just such a horrible word, and I'm not a fan of it. But the problem is, like John said, they kind of clump you all together. There's no personal details. And one of our biggest issues we have, aside from that, is the manipulation tactics. And I just hate those.
There's all kinds of manipulation tactics and everything else that these gurus and everybody use. And that's why pickup and a lot of what the gurus teach doesn't work. It's all theory. And They're not teaching you in the real world. That's why when I got that thing, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I want to test this.
Mm-hmm. The results are exactly, well, they're not too far off.
Yeah. Now, I didn't just test that. I also tested that against what we show. And, oh my God, that was, don't use every single strategy that we teach people. Bad juju. I mean, I never do that. I don't sit there and use every single technique all at one time. It's too much. I mean, the amount of I was mentally drained. I mean, I had a headache, like, no tomorrow. It fucking hurt the next day. And I wasn't even drinking. I don't drink when I go to clubs.
That's crazy. Which is actually a good thing. Because if you were drunk, I'd be like, John, maybe we want to reassess this conversation because I don't know if it went the way you think you did. But yeah, you probably don't drink clubs. I can't see you drinking. I know you don't buy drinks.
No, I don't buy drinks. But no, what I want to do is I want to keep. If I'm actually out there to meet somebody and to establish something, I don't drink. And if I'm actually instructing, I also don't drink at all because I need to pay attention to what's going on. But yeah, if I'm out there and I'm actually
professional.
Yeah. If I'm out there and I'm actually looking to pick somebody up or to meet somebody, or pick up is wrong term. But if I'm out there to actually meet somebody, yeah, I'm going to have a couple of drinks, but I'm not going to get drunk.
Yeah.
Especially because I know when I get in that environment, there's like a light switch that goes on and I go into I go hard. I'm not a walking erection, but I'm out there and I'm like, I'll walk up to a girl. I'm just like, damn girl, you look good in that dress. Sounds, or I walked up to one of them the other day. I'm going to save that one. It's in a future episode. I'm not going to use it. I want to make you guys listen. Because that whole turnout was fucking crazy. But I go very direct and very sexual. And then I back off. We show you how to do this, but you have to reserve it for certain environments.
Right. So, you have to know when to be able to be sexual, when not to be. Once you understand the fundamentals of it, it's not as difficult as you think.
Because so many people asked about it. It's in a future episode. The way we are structuring our course, I'm breaking this whole thing down, beginning to end, so you understand what is coming and why this is taking so long. Because we start with the generalities, we start with the big picture, and then we start tailoring it down. We start giving you more and more stuff to actually go out and do. But when you're out there and you're trying it, everything clicks into place. It's almost automatic. You're like, oh yeah, I use this. Oh yeah, this strategy. Oh yeah, this strategy. Oh yeah, I need to ask this kind of question to figure this out.
Right.
Everything falls into place. It just clicks. And if you don't understand the big picture and what goes into it and behind it, that's where these gurus come in. You go out there, they'll give you the script. You can just go ahead and text this one message and they're going to be falling in love with you. I mean, any person, any girl, any guy.
Anybody.
Yeah.
Everyone loves you.
Yes. Bullshit.
Hi, my name's Ashley, and that's a lie. You don't want that. I mean, that takes away from what is special. But as always, 10 Minute Tuesday has to somehow manage to be at least 10 minutes before we keep going. So don't forget to like, rate, share, subscribe. Tell your mom, tell a friend, tell everybody you know who we are. Make sure you listen to Thursday because it's going to be super exciting, guys.
Yes.
Super pumped, way past any of our expectations. That's awesome. Thank you guys so much.
Yes. So watch out for Thursday's episode. Why pickup doesn't work.
Ooh.
And with that, we will talk to you Thursday.
That's all for this episode of the Girls Ask Guys show, where all of us learn to master this thing called life together. For more answers to your questions on life and love, be sure to subscribe to the show so you don't miss a single episode. And head to girlsaskguyshow.com to submit your questions for a future episode or apply to be a guest on the show. Good luck out there, and we'll catch you next time, right here on the Girls Ask Guys show.